Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Yes, get in here. Get in here. Make sure when you come in here, you are hitting that like button. Make sure we have an exclusive tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are checking in. Let me see who's in here first before we get into some things. We ain't gonna rush it now. We got to take our time, ladies and gentlemen. We got to take our time. Investigative work takes time. We can't rush it. We cannot rush this. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are not going to believe what I got to tell you tonight. And I know many wouldn't have picked this up, but because I do what I do, I picked it up. And I start nosing around, being the gun shoe that I am. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exclusive. Tell you, you can't be playing around. You can't be playing around in Fulton County now. You can't be playing around Fulton County. So before I get into some things, I got to bring in my co-host for the evening. You know her. You've seen her all over the internet, looking like a supermodel. But tonight she's gonna be a co-host to the investigative journalist. And ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me bring up Miss VLenore. What's going on? What's going on?
Hi, Dennis. How are you?
Everything's good over here.
I'm excited to hear what you tell us.
Whoa, let me just say this.
Because you haven't even really told me.
I haven't. That's what exclusives are about. You hold it.
You gotta hold it tight to the
Hold
bench.
it tight. Hold it tight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was watching Attorney Pam's live this morning, and she was talking about Ernest Williams's case, and it was in the acting Superior Court. I would say adjunct judge Manning, Alex Manning's courtroom, and I remember seeing the live. I was actually. No kidding. I get an alert from her, because I get alert from different judges' courtrooms. So I got an alert from hers, and I saw that there was a bond hearing happening. And I typically don't get alerts for bond hearings, but this was a special bond hearing. And she played it on her live last night, Pamela, when she was talking about the case. So then I started listening to her live, but then she brought in the clip of the judge's bond hearing. And I grabbed the clip myself from the judge. Now, as I looked at this bond hearing, I'm looking at the windows. Again, multiple windows in the Zoom. It was a Zoom hearing. So I'm looking at the windows and looking around. And I'm looking around. And I saw a face kept popping in and out, but I wasn't sure it was who I thought it was. And why do I know that face? It's because one of those shots that I took was published in the Washington Post of that individual. I said, wait a minute. You got a big dog in the bond hearing? This doesn't happen in Fulton County for, bond hearings unless it's a high-profile case. No one picked this up. So as I looked at the bond and as I saw the judge calling different defendants and the attorneys, when they got to Ernesto, the judge said something that was very interesting to me. No one picked that up because they wouldn't have known. What she said was, I'm going to play it. I want people to pay attention. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to bring the clip up.
Get y'all taken care of quickly. All right. So on the add-ons, 1 through 5, I think. 1 through 4.
Hold on.
1 through 4.
We're going to go right here.
Position 9. Ending in 273. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons.
We'll speed up just
CULLINS. If available, you're going to have that ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. Court, lawyer, medical, employment. As long as you supply the name of your employer, proof of employment, schedule, and exact location you'll be working. $5,000 good bond. Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave.
Watch the screen.
Is that all you have, Miss Gibson?
No, Judge, I have 2 more.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So Ms. Winfrey, now Ms. Rondon's here. So is it Mr. Wooten that's here for the add-on?
Correct, Judge. We're all here
Okay.
for the add-on.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna freeze it right there. The add-on is Ernest Williams. Mr. Wooten, this person right here, I'm gonna zoom it in. He's at the bottom of the screen, white guy with suit on. Let me tell you guys who he is. He's the prosecutor on the Donald Trump election case, and Fonnie Willis is one of her top dogs in her office, meaning he only does high-profile cases. There's a prosecutor on his case right now, but he's just there for that particular case. Only reason why he's there for that particular case is they're about to indict this guy. He doesn't show up at bond hearings for Zoom hearings unless it's a high-profile case. The only case he's on right now, he has some big cases, but he's on the Trump election interference case right now. So he's the head of the division in the special division related to white-collar crimes and special sex cases. But he doesn't say nothing in his bond hearing. But he's in this particular calendar call, he was just there for that. And Ernesto didn't know this. I don't think many people knew this, but I know this because I photographed his picture at the Trump election hearing. I said, why is Wooten in this hearing? Because he kept popping in early on. He kept popping in on the Zoom, but he never said anything. And then Judge Manning just introduced him and says he's here, and Ms. Rondon, who is Hannah Radon, is Nesto's attorney. But they have a prosecutor that is going to speak in this. I want you guys to pay attention. Pay very close attention and watch the demeanor of the special prosecutor and watch Will Wooten. We're going to play it.
Ms. Rondon, you ready? You guys must be leaving the jail. I'm sorry. We'll try to get y'all taken care of quickly. All right. So on the add-ons, 1 through 5, I think 1 through 4, 1 through 4. 22 CP 210500. There's right now I've got 610 days without indictment. There's a $5,000 good bond on theft by deception. 22 CP 211078, 610 days, $15,000 good bond on 3 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony. Then on position 3, 22 CP 212559, 610 days without indictment, a $25,000 good bond on 5 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony. And then on position 4, 23 CP 215407, 610 days without indictment, there's a $700,000 good bond on 4 CWAC charges.
Yes, Your Honor. 20 cycles with arrest out of Georgia and Kentucky, a 2006 felony conviction for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, theft by receiving stolen property, also a 2006 conviction for false statements, and a 2005 conviction out of Kentucky for bank fraud. In addition to the cases on the calendar, there are 3 additional open cases, Your Honor. A CWAC case under 23 CP 219961. Theft by deception, 3 counts. That's under case number 23 CP 220091. And the third case is theft by deception, financial transaction card fraud, 3 counts under 23 CP 220152. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Rondon.
Good evening, Judge. For position 1 on the add-on calendar, the state and I have been able to come to a consent bond. So for 22 CP 210500, the bond that we've agreed to consent to is $3,000 with the following conditions: an ankle monitor to surrender his passport and to have no contact with the named victim. Position 2 for 22 CP 211078. We've consented to a $9,000 total bond with the same conditions as the previous case: ankle monitor, surrender the passport, and no contact with the named victim. For position 3, which is 22 CP 212559, we have agreed to a $15,000 total bond with the same conditions: ankle monitor, surrender passport, and no contact with the named victim, and also no contact with Erica Hewley, or AKA Erica King. And then additionally,
now Erica King is his co-defendant. I want so people to follow along. That's his co-defendant.
Judge, for position 4, which is 23 CP 215407, the last time we were in court for this case, the state announced that it was dismissed through a decline to prosecute. And so I'm a little confused why this case is back on the calendar.
I didn't see a dismissal on this one.
Your Honor, I can speak to that. As to 23 CP 215407, at our last hearing, the state did move to null process or to decline that particular case. We will just revive that case in an indictment.
Okay. So okay, so was the because I didn't see the dismissal filed yet.
I did not file one, Your Honor. Should I send you a?
Oh, okay. No, as long as you file, because I looked at it today and I didn't see the indictment. That's why. Okay, so all right, they'll dismiss it now. So just so you know, they could also, if she says they're going to revive it in an indictment, they could indict your case and then rearrest you on a grand jury warrant, just so you know. Okay, and I don't know about the case in front of Judge Edwards and the other indicted cases, if you've got bonds or what's happened with those.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, right there, right there, the judge already alerts him that they're going to, first of all, the other deputy DA says that no, we know process it, but we are going to present it to a grand jury. Wooten is the head of the division. He's not just sitting there just, for them to negotiate a lower bail. That's the highest bond that he has on this particular case. And he has cases in Judge Adams' courtroom, the case where I covered, for those who saw the video. He has cases in Judge Edwards, and now he has the attention of the RICO prosecutor. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Why do you think this guy who's prosecuting, part of the prosecution of the Donald Trump case, who's Fonnie Willis's right hand, is watching, he's joined in on this particular case? Can anyone figure why the top prosecutor will just be sitting there listening to what's happening? I'll let you take a crack at it, Avi.
I don't think we need to take a crack at it. I think you're right up the right alley. He's definitely there because they are about to indict him on a RICO, period. And it was a warning of this at Erica King's hearing, I think her bond hearing or something like that. And they mentioned at that point, the prosecutor mentioned that they are considering a RICO to be in place soon.
Well, this guy doesn't. Again, I've been watching him for the last 6 months, and he's really good. He got him along with Nathan Wade got 4 convictions, plea deals. And I don't see him. I cover Fulton County all the time. I don't see him in top cases. So he's not just sitting in the room while he has another case he has to cover. He's in there just monitoring to what the Judge Manning is going to say.
Do you think, how much do you think this guy earned, or for this to become such a big profile thing? I always thought it was just mainly because of his connection to Steve Harvey. I'm gonna tell you,
ladies and gentlemen, this is something I want you guys to think about for a second. This has now become a media case. When you hear the term media case, you hear in my profession, when you hear like law enforcement talking about, oh, this is a media case, this is now garnered the attention of DA Fonnie Willis. It is now a case that is trending on the internet.
Yeah.
And who do you owe that to? Some of the YouTubers. It's not just because Shirley
Yeah.
Strawberry. It's not just because people get arrested all the time. But this guy apparently would do the phone calls and the conversations and certain things people are doing, and people are attaching themselves to this guy. But if you're doing something nefarious and you attach yourself to this guy, I don't care if you're a YouTuber, or ex-girlfriend, or whatever the case, a RICO case tends to yield in more than one person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's after the fact.
Now, do you think since his co-defendant is out on bond, does that mean you think she's working with someone to
I
put it on him?
I wouldn't even speculate to that degree. I would note that the judge did say in one of the conditions that he's not to have any contact with her. But the bigger picture is, what type of crimes that he was doing that would now get the attention of the top DA in that division? And is there any nexus to some of these charges? Because you heard the bond hearing that I shot. There was things that were said through these outcry victims. This is not a simple case. This has different dynamics. We heard different jurisdictions. We don't know to what magnitude some of the things that he's accused of.
Yeah.
But once you got a RICO prosecutor on you, I don't know. That's not something that you take lightly. But no one really caught that. And I said, it's something about this guy sitting here. I see him somewhere. I said, yeah, I took his picture. And it's in the Washington Post. So yes, yeah, he got the attention of the DA, Fonnie Willis. A lot of cases go through her office. She doesn't micromanage all the cases. But when you got your top DA on this particular case, that's a problem. And not only he's not just sitting in the room with everyone else, judge says in the beginning, Mr. Wooten is here. I said, Mr. Wooten, wait a minute. That name sounds familiar. Sure enough. So this guy said, I don't think he's going to be skating too quickly. They don't bring, top dogs in there for just any reason. And this is why when you start attaching yourself to a particular case and then you're doing it for, I don't know, people visiting people in jails and doing too much right now. And all I'm saying is if RICO is a tricky case. And if people are doing certain things like, maybe releasing pictures, intimidating witnesses, and sometimes people staying in jails longer than they have to on a petty crime, and then you wonder why they're staying there so long. I'm just saying, I'm just talking, guys.
You just said everything. You just laid it all out. That's exactly what's going on.
So, and then
now you know what someone said the other day. I don't know if it was in one of our chats recently or somewhere else. They wondered, did he upset Fonnie? Like, did he have any connection to her? Could it possibly be that not necessarily he dating her, but did maybe someone in her proximity, a friend, a relative?
Nah, I won't speculate on stuff like that,
And then that's why they are coming for him.
I'm dealing with the facts I have in front of me, and there's the fact that Will Wooten is attached to this case. And so you see these, in the other hearing, it was a very new prosecutor, in my opinion. She was kind of inexperienced, but she's just one piece of it. This guy is being shared with different judges in different scenarios. And then we talk about some things that are out of state as well. So I've seen how RICO cases are developed. We saw in our Kelly case how they got him in New York. They got a Mann Act on this guy. And they had him in Chicago, they had him in Minneapolis, but they let New York get him. They don't play with the RICO case. I seen one fully prosecuted RICO case in Georgia, and that was done by Fonnie Willis. Now she has 1, 2, 3. She has about 5 or 6 now. So now, when you get your top dog, they have to sit in a room and wait for the judge to call that calendar to call him up, and then she introduces him and say, "Wait a minute, this is not a regular case."
Right.
So
so that, and seriously speaking now, I feel like we have to speculate here a little bit because we know about the crimes that he's accused of that we're aware of. Do you think it's possible he could have had much more going on than we even know, and that we're going to find out later? Because
absolutely, they're building a case right now.
yeah.
I can say that they are building a case against this guy. This is not no regular case. This is why he's been in this 600 how many days? The judge said it's a reason for that.
Yeah.
He's in the because they have defendants in Fulton County. They've been there 2 or 3 years, but his case has garnered the attention of the district attorney. You know, so I don't know. I don't know what people thought. I don't know if people thought that he's and I don't think certain individuals even knew who the guy was in the room. And they're around playing. I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, people just having fun. Passing kites, sending kites, doing. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, we won't leave that alone.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought this case was just one of those little cases, it's probably not going to end that way. And this is a cautionary tale for anybody. If your hands are dirty, it's probably not the time to get your hands clean right now. If it's still time. If it's still time. But if it's dirty, hey, that's on you. You really can't be playing around with these cases, really. There are a lot of real victims out there. There, even with the allegations about the whole financial crimes and all that stuff, they got victims out there.
Yeah.
You don't know to what degree.
Right.
You don't know to you'll know soon enough. I'm guessing next month.
You think that's soon? Well, they did say April, but I guess
hold on. Someone said this is civil. This is not civil.
No, it's a joke. They're joking. They're mocking the mistress. She always says, "Oh, it's civil. Everything's civil."
Okay. Okay.
IT lounge.
Yeah, it's civil, right?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. I just feel like Ernest is a dangerous person, and you got people cozying up to him, and I'm just taking the mistress as an example. She says we don't know what the truth is, but she says she's only seen him 5 times.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me just say, I've done a little research. If I can find out things, I'm sure they can. Let me just leave that alone. But I would just say that if your attempt was to try to throw people off, I don't know what kind of games people are playing, but I've seen these plays before. I tell people all the time, crimes. People think that there's such thing as a perfect crime. There's no perfect crime.
No.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime. It's like I asked the attorney the question the other day: when is a crime not a crime? When it's not on the books? Well, these crimes are on the books, and they have been investigated, reinvestigated. They have databases out now where they can just plug in. They got AI. They can just plug in certain type of behavior, and they will pretty much hone in on the particular crime. And now they'll start. The technology in 2024 is nothing like when I was in school. In the 80s, nothing like that. But I can tell you that when you have a prosecutor who is very concerned with her media presence, as we learned this during the various hearings involving in the Trump case, she's not letting a media case slip by her. She's running for election. She's not letting this case slip through her fingers. It's like, okay, y'all just make the job easier when you start putting these. And I listen, I don't knock phone calls from Prisoners Hustle or anyone else's, but I think I don't know. Actually, you probably can help me with this. When did this guy start hitting the internet, and who was the person who started really covering this guy?
I can't really answer that. I could guess at it. I know that once phone calls from prison put those calls out, I know that Nyla Says from Grown Woman Vibes. I know that Real Talk Bougie. I know that Pam, the Esquire, the law intellect. I believe there were others. I want to say Sylvia was covering it as well.
No, hold on. Let's be clear. She's not just covering it, she's all over it.
She's in it.
She's in it. Her name is on her name is on the visitor log.
Yeah, her name is on the visitor's log. And it's also, okay, so Dennis, explain this to us. So she has, she said she looked up his records recently, and under pre-indictment, her name is there with her Rule 22.
I would just say that her name is there. Her name is there.
She said that she said it's a clerical error, that her Rule 22 has nothing to do with him.
Is it really a clerical error? Do we know?
That's what I said.
Did we check with the clerk?
She wants us to believe it's a clerical error, but I said that. I don't know that that's a clerical error. I think it means something.
Well, mine don't have that on my Rule 22s. I've never seen that on none of mine. But I'm just saying, you know, I'm not speculating. You know, these people who input these, people make mistakes. But now that we know that Mr. Will Wooten is involved, are they looking at everything? Oh, trust, they're looking at everything.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, don't start to be nice. No, I'm just listen. All I'm saying is, as an investigative reporter, all I'm saying is you got to be able to separate fact from fiction.
Yeah.
You have to be able to. And I would say that certain things that was done obviously got the attention of the prosecutor's office. So you might have been putting the wrong column by accident, but you might be putting the right column on purpose. I'm just,
I just think it's, well, and the thing I was getting at earlier, though, let me just finish my statement real quick, because sometimes I know it takes me a while to get there. But when I was asking about,
well, hold on, before you ask any questions, ladies and gentlemen, make sure before we continue that you're smashing the like. Make sure you are smashing the like button, because I would not be able to do this without the support of all of you and my co-host as well. And this is work. We do this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna say, it's interesting because I asked about his co-defendant, right? She's the one who many of us believe is the real mastermind, because when you talk to him, or you listen to him rather, he doesn't seem like, now unless he doesn't seem all that bright. He's not a complete dummy, because he's slick, he's manipulative, he knows how to infiltrate, obviously. But my question was going to be, do you think that he is the mastermind really, and that girl could possibly cut a deal? Or is he fooling? I mean, if that's the case, that means he's fooling all of us, because from what we can tell, she's more of the intellectual side of the business.
Well, again,
but he's inside and she's out.
But let me say this: as a journalist, I can't speculate. I don't want to even put that out there. I would just say that she does have interest in real estate. I do know that. And to what degree, I don't know. I would just say that this is looking pretty let's just say involved by certain people, and this is why you never make yourself a part of the story. Never make yourself a part of the story. And I've seen people just recently take a fall from making themselves a part of a story. So I don't know. This is I'm going to watch this because I'm a part of the pool for the Trump case. So this is a case now I think I'm going to watch. I think,
absolutely.
It would be irresponsible at this point. Now that I've done some work on it, I want to see where it goes. because there's a lot of talk, and people play games on it. These phone calls, they be sending messages and codes and doing extra stuff, and I want to say this too. So this is for anybody that is concerned. Sometimes judges sign tap warrants. You never see it. It's under seal. You never know your phone is tapped. You never know if you never know. So when I don't know what is being done outside of what has been done already, but judges sign warrants all the time. You just won't know the warrant is out there until after the warrant has been executed. And we talking search warrants, we talking phone taps, we talking all that stuff. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes people think they're smarter than the people that make a living doing this.
Right.
Eat, sleep, drink. They think they're smarter than that. No different than Fonnie didn't have to really deal with the whole Cellbrite situation, but that Cellbrite, the law enforcement uses that all the time. But the judge and Judge McAfee didn't see an issue, which I 2,000 phone calls, 2 text messages, they were in love, clearly. Because if I'm texting you 2,000 times, we got some special going on.
They were doing nearly $1 million worth of business. Don't you think that might call for some text messaging?
$1 million worth of business?
Huh?
Who are you talking about?
You talking about Fonnie and Nathan and the text messages?
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't he give almost $600,000? He better be texting he better be doing all kinds of things. What are you saying? $600,000.
Yeah. Well, he's out of a job himself right now. So
he doesn't need a job right now. He made $600,000.
Okay. That's gonna run out.
He has a pension, I'm sure. Well, no, he only had $2,000.
No, but let's be honest. He has a law firm. He's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be fine.
He's
probably still advising her from the back.
From the back.
Well, however she likes it. I don't know.
Not from the back. Come on.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Judge.
So I would just say that this is this case is definitely turning up, turning up. And that one charge that there no pros. I don't know what the next indictment is going to look like. That's going to be crazy.
What was that last part? What was that last thing?
I would say that if you put money up to be bonded out, just say right now, based on everything he has and everything, the judge already said they can rearrest him on the grand jury indictment.
Oh yeah, so that can you imagine letting him out and somebody lose? Well, they're going to lose the money anyway.
Right?
They
don't lose the money.
Yes, they do. They do.
No, the bond is to assure that he'll come back to court. They won't lose the money unless he absconds.
No. There's certain bonds that you pay. You pay a percentage of it, and it's the surety bond, right? Right. And the surety bond, you pay the percentage. Once you pay that percentage, it doesn't matter whether he comes back or not. You lose that money. That money's gone.
No, not the bonds they're different type of bonds. They're cash bonds. They're bonds that
you got to have the whole thing, right?
Right. They're bonds that you also have to have property. Because if your bond is $400,000 and you only putting 10-20% up, well, you better have some assets out there because they want to make sure that because the court is going. If you jump bail, the court is going to make whoever put the bond. They call up the $400,000 or $700,000. So you just got to put that money up front, but you also have to have something backed by that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let me read some of the comments here.
Okay, I was going to say, Dr. Pat said Infamous can put her house up.
Okay. I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
No, that's going to happen. Let's see. He has a
look. Missy said, "I'm right. They lose the money."
So he has a good. He has a good bond. He has a
you
good bond.
lose it with the bail bondsman. You do.
Right. No, he has a good bond. And she did. Okay. Yeah, he has to put the whole thing up. Yep. He has to put the whole thing up. Yeah.
Damn,
Not,
that's jacked up. That's
$1
million. Damn near. Might as well be.
Yeah. I'm just looking at. I see a few. Okay, listen, guys. If you want your comment to be read, you know what you got to do. Hit the chat, super chat, whatever you need to do. Do you have any thoughts about how these calls are being released? Do you think that he should stop talking on these phone calls and start writing letters? What do you think?
Well, look, I mean, we've known for a long time, you can get a 911 call. Any one of us can ask for a 911 call to be released. Mm-hmm. And then when that happens, people put them out here on the internet all the time. They know that those jailhouse calls are being recorded and are often used in court proceedings. So if they want to continue to talk, that's on them. The fact that these particular calls have made it to the internet is only because they put themselves in this position. So I think that the way in which she's releasing them is so funny, because it's almost as if they say something that contradicts something they said in the phone call that they forgot they said. And a lot of times, Shay from Phone Calls from Prison, she already has one ready in queue to sort of contradict what they just said.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
And sometimes they're older. It's crazy. They talk too damn much. So, and they're not going to stop talking. But here's the thing. When they were on the phone the other day, he gave her like 3 digits in a previous message, and then came this time and gave 4 digits.
What?
So so it's like they're trying to talk in code so that he can either use another PIN number, or they got a burner phone in there.
In Cobb County?
Yeah.
Yeah, the phones get,
He got a burner phone in there?
Let me say something about burner phones. Do you know they plant burner phones in there, let them come in so they can just listen to the calls?
That makes sense.
Yeah, the burner phones get planted. They allow them to come in. They get it to come in and let them talk on the phone, and they get everything. I've seen cases where they say, "Oh yeah, that's one of our phones." they planted a high profile case.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, they're dumb. So, but here's the thing: they're saying it in front of us like somebody's not going to pick up on what they're saying. So I say, let them talk.
They got burner phones in the feds. They have phones in the
feds. They have them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, juvenile detention centers. Everybody got them. Drugs and phones. Anything you need is in the jail. Okay.
Yeah, so I would probably be covering the case to this case may go on for another, because he's got to get indicted. Ooh. This may go on for another year.
Yeah. Ooh, he is. I said he's not going anywhere. He's going to be there. He's not coming out. Well, he's going to stay in there, and then he's going straight to prison, because I don't see him getting out of everything that he's accused of. Not with all of these victims.
Well, you saw during the bond hearing that I covered, you saw he did like 15 years.
Yeah.
He did some hard time. So it's not like.
But they're saying that the crimes are a little different, right? I don't know what those crimes were initially. But aren't these crimes different from those? That's always the argument.
Let me just say this:
talking.
A lot of those crimes definitely, if you put them all together, they definitely look RICO-ish. I mean, look at the Young Thug's case, and look at his indictment. Then you look at this, and you got weapons, you have financial crimes, you have allegations of the other stuff. I won't say on the platform. And
Right.
again, if what is being reported is true as far as all these other cases,
Right.
people losing money, and
Yeah.
is it something that they can resolve with? He just had too many charges. It seemed like he had like what?
A lot.
A lot.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. And he's constantly, the thing that just messes me up is he's constantly just saying how much he's innocent and how God has got him and God. I mean, all this God talk is like, it's so manipulative.
He has a RICO case. That's like life, like if you convicted, that's life. And he's not a young guy,
No.
not a young guy.
I think he's what, 58, 50, 58 right now, I think.
Yeah, he might, let's see how strong the case is. He has a good lawyer. I think Hannah's pretty decent for a public defender. But I don't think she knew who Wooten was, because she's only been on the job like 2 years. I don't think she knew like his once she knew that, when she knew that she had some indication that once he joined in, that this might be above her pay grade, because
But if she's a public defender, you don't think she would know? She'd be aware of him. I mean, she's hired by the state. I mean, they in some ways work together, don't they?
I mean, then he would have had to know that because this guy's involved now. Hopefully she shared that with him. Hey, this guy in the room, he ain't just in there supervising anybody. He's making sure that if there's any talk about releasing, because the judge Judge Manning one time, this was a couple of years ago, she gave someone a bond that the DA, DA blasted about. You get this guy was responsible for shooting a cop. They want to make sure this guy doesn't slip away. So,
Obviously.
So
they are delaying everything, every hearing, every bond. They refused it as long as they could for some, and then came back and gave him bonds on some, but not on others. I mean, it was just like toying with this dude. I loved it.
I couldn't keep up. Then I saw Pam's live last night. I said, wait a minute.
Oh, I gotta watch Pam.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute. This is interesting. And then,
so what was her live about last night?
No, she was talking about the bond. But when I heard his name, when I heard Wooten's name, that's what got my attention. I said, okay, wait a minute. Why is he in this room? Then I put two and two together. This guy's not just especially she had it, and people got to understand this guy works mornings. She had a hearing in the evening.
Oh,
so
that hearing was in the evening?
This was in the evening around 5 o'clock, after 5.
Oh, wow.
And he works in the morning. So I'm like, wait a minute, why is this guy even in here? But anyway, he's watching the. I'm surprised he didn't come into the. Well, that was during the daytime, so they were probably working on Trump case. But when I covered the bond hearing, I'm surprised he didn't come into the court for that, just to sit there. But I had a camera there. He can look at the footage. They had a court reporter there.
Hilarious.
So,
wow.
Any other topic you want to discuss before we leave? You want to bring anybody up?
I wouldn't mind getting your insight, a little more of an understanding behind Sylvia's name on that damn case. Look at that. Have you ever, with your Rule 22, shown up with your document in somebody's case file?
Shout out to Patricia Young. Thanks for the Cash App. Thank you, Patricia Young. I just checked it. My phone's on silent. Appreciate you, Patricia Young.
You just doxed that lady.
I doxed her?
Yeah. I'll tell you why later. Thank you, ma'am. I love you, girl. I'll tell you why later.
Okay, I'm sorry if I didn't mean to dox you.
Thank you for this. He ain't paying attention. He wasn't reading. Don't even acknowledge it. She said she don't care. Okay. It's Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat
Oh,
said, Dr. Pat said, I'm going to Cash App you because I can't afford Super Chat. And then she
Listen,
she Cash App you said her whole damn name.
I'm sorry. Listen. Listen. Let me do it for my. You know, Charlamagne gives the donkey of the day. I'm gonna give myself the. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
Do it again. One more time. Yeah.
You kind of risky there, right?
Lord,
oh my goodness. So
Dr. Pat, but still, I don't like that. He wasn't paying attention.
No, she know, you know, she know I didn't mean it. You was asking me the question about the I never seen that. I never seen that. Like,
okay, because I was gonna say, because some people were trying to make sense of it, like, well, maybe it's because I don't know. I can't think of a good reason why her name would be in there, but she claims it's a clerical error, and it just proves just how disorganized Fulton County is, and that's why Nesto still doesn't have the dismissal off for the CP charges.
Listen, Samantha, don't do it, Samantha. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen. Let me tell you something. I made the phone call. I made the phone call to help move the process along. I ain't making no more phone calls. You know what I'm saying?
You made what phone call?
No, I'm saying when the person was inside, I made the phone call to give him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not making no more.
You were trying to help her.
Yeah, I ain't making no more phone calls. None of that. All that stuff is done. You know, I did it. You know, I did it once.
You were trying to help her.
Right. But, you know, some people can't help.
I was like, what's wrong with you? A minute ago, you was mad at her. Now you all, we should get her out. This is not right. Sylvia's been in there too long.
A few moments later.
And we're here. and now we're here.
Now we're here.
Listen, I just felt like they were dragging their tail. But hey, listen.
Well,
some people need to be dragged. Some people need to be dragged. I'm just saying
that means it's your fault then that she went to visit Nesto 2 times.
Don't put that on me. And
you wanted to speed it out. See, if she stayed there a couple more days longer, she might not have even thought about going on no damn visit to see Nesto.
I think
she done been twice since she got out.
Something else I heard, ladies and gentlemen, it was pretty interesting. I heard on Pam's live. I heard that it was Sonya, and apparently all three they were on a three-way call, a party line. It was Nesto, Sonya, and
Sylvia.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Wait, when was this? Recently? I could see that happening.
I don't know how. I don't follow the calls, but it was a moment in history where they all three was on there.
Yeah. I think that was over. Yeah. I think that was on maybe Sylvia's live or something. Maybe we heard it.
I think it was Sonya. It was Sonya's call. It was Sonya's call where Nesto then the other person came in afterwards.
But how did that doesn't make sense though. How would they have been able to? You're saying Sonya recorded it? That means Sonya recorded it,
right?
Why would she record it and then leak it? Doesn't benefit her.
I don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing either. Why you fooling?
Some type of.
Just here to learn says no, it's on phone calls from prison after they dropped and dismissed. Okay, yeah. So when they were together, because you know Sonya and Sylvia have met. They took a picture together. This is what I'm telling you.
All these selfies may come back and bite you.
I know. She's taking selfies of her and Sonya. And they be on the phone and she gives her pictures.
Yeah, I don't get involved in cases like that. You ain't got me on selfie with nobody.
Does that mean that they were together when
When
Oh,
they
it
took the
was a
selfie,
three-way?
yeah.
Okay, so they called Sylvia. Okay, they called Sylvia. But you know, they saw each other. Ain't no telling they could have talked to Ernesto then too. I can't wait for that call to come out. I don't understand what those digits were that she was passing back and forth, thinking we didn't know what was going on.
What digit?
Sonya and Ernesto. They were you know, I gave you the first 3 digits earlier. Now here are the last 4.
Did it spell out to be RICO?
Yeah. And she is gonna end up pulling herself in some mess, helping this dude.
See, you're a mess. Listen, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Hold on. I'm opening up the floor to those who want to join in. It's Sunday. We can have a little fun for tomorrow. Click on the link if you want to come in and ask any questions you want of myself or V. You know, we're going to open this up for a bit. You guys may have something interesting to offer.
Yeah. Hell, a lot of times they know more about what's going on than I do.
I can't keep up. I'm trying to keep up.
Telling you.
You know,
it's always something. And why would anybody want to just be mingling with these folks like this? I don't understand it.
It's beyond me. I mean,
and you're doing it. You're supposed to be covering it, and now you praying.
It's
and also she was like, "Hey, ladies, Sonya, Nesto broke up," and so she was taking names for any women in the chat who were interested.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Wasn't doing too much.
She said, "Well, because she was trying to encourage the mistress to stay with the married man." Yeah, she was. I heard her.
Just don't let them get access to your social security number. We dropped the link already. The link is dropped. The link is dropped. You missed the link. The link is dropped.
Yep, you have to come over to Dennis's live. I can't. I don't think I can. Can I drop his link? Wait. I
don't know if you can drop.
Oh wait, I might be able to.
Can you drop my link?
I might be able. Let me see.
You got listen. You got to come over here. You got to subscribe to my channel. You got to follow my channel.
Yes, they have to subscribe to you. So come over there.
Oh, you dropped the. You got the link, girl. Look at you with that link.
I did right after you said that. I mean, right before you said that. Did it come in there?
I see it.
Yeah. Okay.
D, pin the link, D to Diva, pin the link. Pin the link. Come on, click on that link. Don't play. Come on up in here. Come on, Mocha Wine. Mocha Wine. What Mocha Wine got to offer? Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Mocha Wine up. What's up, Mocha Wine?
Good evening, Dennis.
Good evening.
VLenore. Thank you for having me. Really quick, I was wondering about the numbers too. So like I'm a numerologist and everything, like I study numbers. So it caught my attention immediately when he rambled off the numbers. And something tells me that he is giving her Martha's phone number because he had been trying to get that phone number from Martha about his daughter. Remember he and Sonya had a phone call where he was trying to get the phone number. He was calling the other daughter for it. And he said he needed to speak to them folks because before she does something, the crazy daughter does something. And he needed to let her know that she's doing a bad thing. I want to say the call was about 2 weeks ago, but I noticed that too. I was like, and then he's not even, nonchalant about it. He just 64589. So you know what I mean? He just rumbles off a number, and so of course you're gonna be like,
does he know they can slow up the recording?
Right. Or check other things because he's trying to act. They're acting like either in a previous call or in a text message. I think in the text message he sent one part, and then this is the last part.
Right.
But here's the thing. He was giving her the number, not the other way around. So you're saying he would want Sonya to call Martha?
Right, because he already you know, asked her to make a phone call. Remember, he had
But
already
I'm just
asked her
trying
to
to
make a
understand
phone call.
why would he? Let me look at it from this perspective. If I'm Martha, why am I going to talk to this heifer?
You're not going to. If you're Martha, me, or any normal woman, you're not going to. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, VLenore. In the call where he was trying to get Sonya to make a phone call to some people that he knew, it was one of the victims' grandmothers. Remember?
Yeah.
He said, I'm good with them folks. I've known them for 40 years or something like that. He said he wanted her to call, but she didn't make the call. Yep. Now, when he talks about the people who he figured it out amongst the list of the people that he's ordered to stay away from, the name comes up. And they have been trying to get, he has been lately in the calls that we've been hearing, trying to get Martha's phone number. And he even said it, he wants to talk to them folks before the daughter do something crazy and she don't even know what she's doing and what they getting her into. And I think he believes that Sheridan has coerced this girl somehow to go in a cahoots with her.
He doesn't believe that. That's what he's telling everybody. He does. I don't think he even believes that. He's just trying to link it up and make it make sense as to why he doesn't like either one of them and doesn't trust either one of them. It's probably because both of them have identified how crazy he is and have maybe mentioned it to one another, but that's not what he's worried about. He wants to shut her up. Now, I'm just curious, how in the world does he think that's going to be possible?
Well, here's the thing. I'm sorry. Excuse me for interrupting. Here's the thing.
No, you're fine.
VLenore, remember the outcry statement that came out in the bond hearing, right? And if you look up the definition of outcry, it means anybody over the age of 18 should speak up for someone who has reported a crime against them or whatever, whether it's emotional, physical, mental abuse, whatever. And he's already said this girl has mental issues. So when that happened, the outcry statement, that's when he's, it's like the calls, we're hearing the calls of recent where he's asking to get in touch with Martha. He wants to get in touch with the girl's mama.
Hold on, guys. D said talk about collusion and other being charged. What are you talking about the collusion? Can you be more specific, D?
I don't know what I don't know what D is talking about. When she says collusion of like what, with Sonya as well, pulling her into as part of the collusion? He and Sonya and
hold on, Mocha and V. Monique, unmute yourself.
Hi, Monique.
Hi, everyone. I just have a quick question, Dennis and Miss Lenore. Does our question have to be related to this case, or can it be related to the Fani case that you covered? I have a question about that one.
Say that again.
Does our question have to be related to the Nesto case?
No, you talk about any case you want to talk about.
Okay, I've been seeing that content creators are putting out that Fani is going to be disbarred. Is that something, or possibly can be disbarred at this point? Do you believe that? I just want to hear your opinion on that.
I don't believe she's going to be disbarred. She's an elected official. I know it's very clickbaitish, but I listened to a content creator talk about it. I listened to an attorney talk about it, but then I listened to the complaint, and the complaint doesn't have a lot of meat to it. And people are going to make complaints, and they're going to, she's a DA, so she's a big target anyway. People are going to make complaints anyway. She got her involved in the Senate, a Georgia State Senate hearing, as well as the Congress's calling in. She has to provide documents by March 28th. I don't think she's going to get disbarred. I think that's just, people are pissed off. They're pissed off that the judge ruled for her. I knew it was going to happen. So I don't think so. I think that's just a lot of nonsense. Just no different than the motions that were filed by Ashley Merchant, where they pretty much fell flat.
I was
Okay.
going to say, I agree with Dennis. I do not think that she'll be disbarred. I don't think that they found anything, any grounds that she had broken any laws or even any of their real policies that they have there in place. She had a relationship with a guy that she worked with, and in the state of Georgia, they are allowed to date co-counsel as well as opposing counsel. So where is the conflict? And their relationship that was not going to impact the defense of Donald Trump. So I'm not seeing where she did anything wrong outside of I don't know. I honestly don't see what she did wrong, to be quite honest with you. She kept her business private. They keep saying she was hiding it. Private and hiding are two different things.
Two big, very different things. And Bradley was a chatty patty that was probably jealous of his former partner. He got booted from the firm because of his indiscretions. And it was a lot to do about nothing. Pink Clover, how are you?
Thank you. I'll drop down now. Thank you both for answering.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I am great. Just a couple things because I'm driving. So it's a lot of things that Ernesto could be wrapped up in this RICO situation. So with him and his co-defendant Erica King, there could be bank fraud. There could be wire fraud.
Yep.
There are the R allegations. There could be bigotry. I don't know if that's even legal.
No, that's not RICO. That's not RICO.
Okay. Oh, okay. But can it be a charge? My question is, can it be a charge? Because that's illegal, correct? And Shirley Strawberry, if it's gonna be this whole RICO thing, there could be a lot of subpoenas being dropped, not only Shirley Strawberry. And if she's not really married to him, if he's actually married to this other lady, she could be compelled to testify against him. You have Sonya, you have Lamont, you may even have Dre, because Dre said he likes to take girls in that bus. Dre calls it a bus, which refers to the RV. He likes to take the girls that he cheats on his wife with to the bus and use dildos and make them get on hit their knees and all that. Dre have referenced that about something around to that effect around 3 times. Dre could be subpoenaed, there could be a lot of subpoenas dropping. And
his son is looking at some other charges, but his son
correct. Yeah. And then also what I'm thinking, when we've seen the video calls now, right? And a couple of times, a few times, Ernesto, Sonya, she just likes to talk. And a few times Ernesto have tried to stop her from talking, period. He would wave his hands or or he would immediately change the subject. But it's this one in particular time that Sonya talks about the computer. The only thing they have to do is get your computer and pull the records from it, and they will see that you're telling the truth. And Ernesto was waving his hands and he goes no, they don't need to do that. So I know there's something in that computer of his, whether it's i.e. child P, I don't know, or bank information of different people, social security. It could be a variety of things. Social security numbers,
let me say
credit card numbers that we knew that he had written down. He had several credit card numbers written down of other people. Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, I was about to. Well, all of this is alleged. I want people to understand these are allegations that have yet to be proven in a court of law, but the ones that he has been convicted, those have been proven in the court of law. How can you say that?
Said there could be a variety of things, but this is just me speculating here. There could be a variety of things, and we knew from what the outcry witnesses said, the Gail Kings and the other lady, he used their cards. He wasn't authorized to use their cards. We know that for sure. We know that he had a credit card number written down. We know that he had one of the ladies' vehicles, and from what I've seen, he's also Erica King allegedly like to wash titles or whatever, and we know that
Hold on.
Ernesto had several
Hold,
vehicles.
hold on. You used the word seen. You've seen this, or that's the speculation?
Well, this was in Erica's indictment information, so you may have to read up on it just a little
Okay.
bit more. But it's a lot of things, and this ties in with you pointing out the Wooten guy, and that's why I'm hitting on all these
Oh
things.
yeah. And
I know that you probably haven't been tracking this, but it's a lot that
I'm
goes
tracking it
along
now.
with it.
I'm tracking it
Yeah,
now.
so read a little bit about Erica King. It talks in her indictment, her warrant. It gives a little bit of information of her history and what she likes to do, and it even tells like a few other things that they found in her home. So
Really?
it's a lot of things that could connect to this RICO if she's involved with it in Ernesto. And there could be a lot of things that we don't know about.
She has to be involved in it. Now, how they're going to use her is one thing. That's why I was asking Dennis earlier, like, what are we thinking here? Like, are we just thinking that she isn't the mastermind and he really was all along? Or do we think that she just cut a deal faster?
I would say that whatever people are speculating about, it will all come out in the wash and or indictment, assuming they're going to move forward in April, because they said they're going to, in the bond hearing, they said they're going to get him indicted by April.
Right.
I mean, they did plant that seed, and now we see Mr. Wooten in there. So I don't know.
And I just want to add, excuse me, I just want to add the most recent phone calls from prison conversations. Sonya saying that Lamont sent her something inappropriate, right?
Who's Lamont? I don't know.
Lamont is
Lamont's his friend.
His half brother.
He calls his brother.
Okay.
They say they don't have the same mother, but whatever. I don't know if they're blood or not. But anyways, when she mentioned it, she made sure that she said animated pictures and
animated pictures of videos.
Animated
pictures of videos, moving pictures of videos.
Sonya said that Lamont had sent her an animated photo of a woman and she didn't appreciate it. She wanted Ernesto to say something to Lamont. Ernesto's response was that I told that nigga to sit down somewhere. You see what I'm going through, blah, blah, blah. Now, we don't know where those images are held. We don't know if it's on a computer and we don't know if it's on a phone.
His brother.
What we do know from the warrant is that these were animated depictions, and infamous Sylvia was very descriptive in what these pictures looked like, and she said they were animated.
How could she be so descriptive?
She was reading from the warrant. It described a little girl that they figured was under the age of 14 doing an act with a dog. She described the girl, what she was wearing, long socks.
Well, I'll just read the indictment. I don't want to go to the
okay. But that's why I feel like these charges are going to be revived, because of the fact that they may have to do more research. You know what I mean? Investigating, getting more information, and it just.
I think they have already done more research before we even. I think we are not even caught up to everything they know. That's what I think.
Lamont, even before this, Lamont is tied in because he impersonated an attorney under Jones and Jones law firm. So that's where he's wrapped up in this and could possibly get pulled in on a RICO, because he's done some things too. And now these pictures, or I don't know if Sonya's trying to make it or implicate Lamont as the one to be the source of the pictures. You know, it could go either way.
Yeah, those phone records. Cellbrite is very powerful. Cellbrite is very powerful.
And one thing that I've heard in one of the recent phone calls, Ernesto, when he told Shirley and Dre about the new charges, the CP charges he had just received. He made one thing clear, was that Mercedes, I don't know what type of vehicle it was, could have been a G-Wagon or something. He made it clear that vehicle was paid for in full. And from what I've seen, and Dennis, when I say seen, it's just what he posts on social media. He had ideas of businesses, but I don't think that he had any residual income coming in from these businesses.
You're right. And the whole reason why he was able to afford that and her ring was because he got almost $190,000 out of Gail Scretchen, right? So
correct.
Then he took the teacher's Mercedes, or he took Gail's Mercedes
girlfriend
and traded it in and bought a motor coach instead of trading her car in for a motor coach for her. He put the motor coach in his business name. Then he turned around.
Dennis, you're missing a lot, Dennis.
The motor coach to another.
I'm covering a lot.
It's all in the warrant. It's all in the warrant. So we're just updating you on things that's in the warrant. Go ahead, baby.
He turned around and sold the motor coach and bought Shirley's G-Wagon. So the G-Wagon was paid for. It wasn't a repossession. The F-350 was in repossession.
And that's why they took the G-Wagon and they took the ring from Shirley, because it was paid for Gail, from Gail Bickham's money. It's all in the warrant.
Yeah.
And you remember when Shirley was talking to him about when they got the ring from her, and the investigator was telling her that the ring was gotten with another person's money or something like that. And it was a check written, a $20,000 check written, and it wasn't his money. And he was like, "Oh, no, we don't got to talk about that. We don't got to talk about that. They don't know what they're talking about."
And Dre even reminded Nesto, he's like, "This woman is hurt. They done took her ring off her finger and took her car. You know, you got to say something to her, Nestos."
Yes. So it's a lot that's really in these warrants, Dennis, that from the victims, from their victim impact statements, that they tell the whole story about everything, on how he accumulated his money.
Yeah, I'm going to read the warrant tonight. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to read it
from Patricia and gave to Paula.
You're not going to read them out loud? Why not? Why not, Dennis?
Because it's some things in there graphic. I don't
very graphic
names out there.
Yeah.
VLenore, have you heard the reading of those charges and the description of those pictures?
Shout out to Crystal Jordan. I see you, Crystal. Come on up in here, Crystal.
No. I heard the high level description.
It was read after on the Tasha K show, the after party, when Grown Women Vibes and Bougie was on there with Sylvia. She read that was the first time I heard them. But she read them on her live before even going there, and she was so repulsed she had to take a break from it